Okay, so it was recording. I will edit that together. I hope that, like, am I in focus? I think the lighting in here is kind of crazy, honestly. Let's see, actually. Let me do those tests. Let's just see what it looks like. Okay, it is rolling. Let me go back to my little raw pile. So, hello, I'm Rosa. Welcome to my very messy room. You can't see the floor, which is great, but I basically wanted just to start making some vids of me just having a brain dump, and I realize I miss raw internet. Like, I miss internet that's like not somebody like having to post a video every week for their income and to gain more followers or keep their followers active. Like, with no, like, I miss the internet before it was like serious. Like, I miss it when it was like all fun and games and like no two-factor authentication, and yeah, I miss old fun little internet. The days when there was no ads on YouTube and going into like AM chat rooms, or if anyone knows what Mevo is, and just like pretending you were someone you weren't, and it was all fun and games, and posting whatever you wanted to post just for fun without thinking of like, oh, well, I have to, you know, I'm posting this stuff because this is a part of my work, or I need to create content to bring in customers, or this, that, like, you know, like everything that the internet is now for capitalism and how it's evolved. So yeah, I'm tired of I do watch YouTubers, and once you get to that, like, I guess influencer level, because I'm not an influencer at all, which is great, and you know, it's not trying to be, but it's just crazy to see, like, I feel bad, because it's like they're like pressured, like, oh fuck, gotta make another video, what am I making a video about this week? And then they say like the same things every video. Like, I think they're trying to be like a little bit like, they're like, ah, shit, like, here I go, making my video this week, and they end up saying like there's this one girl, I love her stuff, love, but I swear in every single video, she always talks about like the sunset, and she's like, I think this is the best sunset I've ever seen, and I'm like, you also said that the last video. Which is fine, which is, you know, like, it's all good, it's on her, she's just trying to, like, you know, live her vision, make her little cute vids, but it just gets to a point where I'm like, I feel the friction of, like, they're having to put up an act or be this certain type of content, even though maybe what they're going through is actually, like, not aligned with the content they're making. Which honestly is kind of sad. But yeah, so the concept for this is, I made a couple years ago this, like, I think it was 2020, so like 5 years ago actually, I made this this YouTube video of me eating McDonald's in Italy and just commentating on my little mukbang experience that I created for myself. And yeah, I miss, when I watched that, I got super inspired by myself a little, which we should all do that more. And I was like, fuck, like, that's like super cool that I just had this like raw and dirty video, and I was like, I'm posting this on the internet because why the fuck not? And yeah, so I'm trying to do the same vibe, except I'm probably gonna do it with painting. I'm gonna just be chatting and dumping while I paint, and relatively, hopefully not too long of dumps, and maybe this could be interesting for somebody out there watching. But today's dump is going to start by talking about the new Dracula 2025 movie. And I'm also just like, I'm literally just fucking around. I'm drawing with blue ultramarine mixed with burnt umber, and I'm just doodling. And I'll get into like why I'm painting what I'm painting after I tell you about the Dracula 2025 movie. However, it's not on the US yet. It is currently available in Europe. In the US, I'm pretty sure Hollywood just has a big monopoly on like the movies that come out, and there is another Dracula movie coming out with Jenna Ortega, and you know that obviously takes precedence over a French director. But the two lead actors are American, and yeah, it's coming out in the US in February, I believe. And with that, this is funny to multitask while trying to talk, and I have ADHD. With that, yeah, it's a movie, like, I was expecting some, like, I found out about this movie because I was watching, like, reels on Instagram in the good old doom scroll, and then there was, like, this, like, hot, sexy, like, still of this girl, like, walking, and I was like, who the fuck is that? And, like, her face was down, and she was walking towards this man, and honestly, to me, the guy looked like a turtle, and I was like, I don't know who that is, but I want to know who she is, because I thought she was so hot. And so, yeah, then I figured out what the movie was, because, like, you know, everyone in the comments is freaking out, and I found it on my magical 123 movies. Please don't take 123 movies away from me. I'm sorry, I'm not maybe the most ethical with films at times. I try my best, but it wasn't available in the US, and I was like, I need to see this, because the stills looked just so hot and charged, and woof. So I watched it, and I honestly skipped over, because I don't do good with, like, horror, and I was like, fuck, because it's Dracula, there's gonna be the stuff, blood, and all that junk, and I skipped over, I think, the scene where he captured this one guy, but then I built up the courage to actually watch it, and it's barely even a horror film, and I don't do horror films, so it was perfect for little old me. And so yeah, I watched it, and I thought some parts were super cheesy, but I was really amazed by this, like, idea of, like, devotion, and seeing, because the premise of the movie, in short, is that there is Dracula. His full name is Vlad II, Prince of Wallachia, Count Dracula. And yeah, it doesn't follow the novel at all. The Bram, I don't remember his last name, Stoner. There's the guy who wrote Dracula, it doesn't follow the original. It maybe like a couple ways, but not really. However, this is so interesting. This is going to be the most disjointed video you ever watch, and you're going to be kind of annoyed with me. But it's about him and his wife, and he really loves his wife, and she really loves him, and in the beginning they're like having a great time, very, very loving, playful, sexy relationship. Food fight, question mark? And then he has to go to war to fight the Ottomans, and she has her hand on her stomach, and she's just like looking at him, and he's getting all geared up. They were just having sex, and yeah, she's pregnant, and she says, you know, take care of yourself before he goes, and he goes off to war. He defeats the Ottomans, but unfortunately on her way to get to a safe place during this war, there's an ambush, and she gets taken to this big white field with a lot of bear traps, with all these bad Ottoman people that were trying to kill her people, and Vlad gets there, but not in time, and he kills all of them, and by the time he kills the last one, he throws his sword, and it pierces through him, and she either gets stabbed at the same time, or his sword accidentally impaled her. Unclear to me. Let me know in the comments if you know what happened, because I can't tell. And I feel like they did that deliberately. I feel like the timing is just so interesting, because as he throws it, it impales the guy, but then she's also impaled, but his hands look like they're to the side. So it's like maybe he just did it, or he killed his wife. And yeah, he then is so upset, he renounces God to the priest and commits blasphemy. Because later he sees this priest who he promised, like, the priest said that he would pray for the wife. There's a lot of, there's some important parts that are missing, but you should just watch the movie. But he commits blasphemy, he becomes Dracula, and then 400 years later, it fast forwards. And he does say this, though, before the fast forward. He said, "Until you bring me back my wife, tell your God that I no longer belong to him." So he kind of like sets up almost like a curse with this priest. And fast forwards, eventually at some point, he does find her, and that's the scene that I kept on seeing, like him finally seeing her again, because she does end up reincarnating. Spoiler alert, but you can definitely tell if you watch the trailer. And it's just, I could talk forever probably about this movie, but it's just so beautiful to see, like, not to sound super traditional, and like everyone's like, everyone has their own drifts and like their own things that they need in this lifetime. But for me, it felt just so appealing to be like, damn, like this guy was like, you know, he did fail at being her protector in the beginning because she like dies, but like he like stuck it out for this girl and was like super devoted to her, and this was really like his person. Like he had this ultimate love and this manifestation of this romantic love and this like exploration that he committed to. And it made me like reflect like a lot on my own life, and I've never seen that. And like, I feel like crying already. First video, crying and painting with Rosa. But I've never had that. Like, you know, and I don't even know what it's like for like, this is a bit fucked for me to say this. Well, no, it's not fucked. This is no judgment zone, right? I have to plug in my laptop, guys. It's gonna die. See, this is the old YouTube I missed, where you just get all the grit. You get the plug-in of the laptop. You get the chit-chat without the cuts. So, like, I realized in my own personal life and romantic journeys and explorations that, yeah, like, I've just never been in a relationship with... Okay. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to edit this together, which is fine. But, like, I'm gonna continue. I've just never had a relationship where, it's been like, yeah, I think, like, this is my person and this is the love of my life, and it's just like, you just know, like, that this is a person that you wanna be with for forever, you know? Sad girl hours, let's go. And I've been in many relationships, unfortunately. And yeah, they've all been like learning experiences and vehicles for learning. We have to you have to look at everybody who enters your life as a teacher. You know, like everyone who enters is here to teach you something. We are students of this planet. You know, we're here, the soul is here to learn. Everyone's on their own solo journey, and then sometimes like we have like very deep, beautiful moments of intermingling. But I just hope one day to experience that type of devotion and that intensity for another life and being. And I feel like ever since I was a little girl, I've had this fixation, and I don't know if it's from the media, and like of like finding, like, damn, like I feel like I'm looking for my person. Like that's just been a thing. And it could come from many things. Like, it could come from the media, totally. It could be like a past life thing. It could be like there really is somebody or something out there I'm supposed to find, and I haven't found that yet. Like, there's just been like a fix where it's like, alright, and it's a very intense fix, and it leads me into very intense relationships with people. And yeah, I just want to find, whatever that is. And I want to be that reflection as well. Like, I want to feel so devoted to someone that I'm like, yeah, this is my person. Maybe not make my life miserable as Dracula did for, like, he really, but I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I was in his situation. But, like, because then being because he's, like, eternally damned. Like, he's just, like, alive without wanting to be alive. He's like, I just want to die, everyone else is dying around me, and I'm immortal. And honestly, this is, as I said, these are rant videos. It's not going to be very clear, concise, or curated. It's just going to be me also exercising, speaking out loud, because I also have realized lately that I do not feel like I can truly be myself around anyone. Like, anyone. Like, I feel like when I'm alone, I am probably the most like myself that I am. Like, authentically, there is nobody else that I feel like, yeah, I could just literally, I could sit and stare at a wall and then me and you are having the best time in the world. Or I could sit and be silent and we're having a great time. Like, or I could, like, you know, I could be just doing my own thing. There's no pressure to do an activity. There's no pressure to do anything. Like, I just don't feel like I have that in my life. So I have been in hermit mode the past, like, week. I'm also on my period, so that also brings up, you know, wanting to be in a little cocoon. But besides the point, I just really admire the devotion in that movie, and it's super inspiring, and I feel like it's like there's a slight prayer that I'm putting out into the universe where I'm like, I really want to have, like, where, maybe I'm not meant to see it in this lifetime, like, I don't know, like, but I just feel like there is somebody out there, there's something, because this has been a very hardcore pull ever since I was a child. I had to think of, like, just child. Didn't start middle school, or, yeah, no, since childhood, very early on. And yeah, not to say I am in a lovely relationship now, and the person is very nice and kind and beautiful. But, and I say but, it's more like I feel like I'm at the level where I'm like, I'm just ready to find my husband, bro. And, like, you know, lots of people are in it for the dating game. They love the elongated periods of, like, yeah, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, and that's super sick, but I think I've been in so many relationships at this point where I'm just like, I'm really like, I just want to find the person who's, like, down for me right away. That's like, yeah, fuck yeah. But maybe it's really not like that, and this is supposed to test my patience, you know? We don't know. But yeah, no, I definitely love my current partner. He's very lovely and very kind. And yeah, sometimes we're all at different places with our idea of, like, partnerships, and he's a little bit younger than me as well, and yeah, that also does do something, because, and I am his first girlfriend as well, so that is another, also, so you can see what I'm, fast forward, I'm just, right now, I am painting a figure, and she's going to have her chest open, and there's going to be colors coming out of her chest. And why am I doing this? Because I feel like there's this, like, really, after, just tonight in general, and also yesterday, this, like, really heavy, like, feeling that I can't quite communicate in my chest. And it definitely has to do with this subject. It's like this wanting of like, I want to feel seen and related to, and I want to love intensely and be loved intensely, and yeah, I'm tired of doing it all on my own. And the thing is, like, I like doing things alone sometimes, and I do enjoy my own company, and I do need that, but I also, like, feel like I've just never truly found people that I can deeply relate to. And maybe to like some extent we relate, but then there's like a point where it's like, alright, and now we go our separate ways. And I think it's like a hunger for that deep type of connection of, now this is just therapy hours, bro, I'm so sorry. It's really hard to put into words, like, but this is good practice, I love this. This is art therapy hours. But yo, I just wanna be able to be like a cute human wearing beautiful, elaborate dresses and painting and knowing I have a baddie behind my back who's taking care of me. You know, if I'm being real with you, that's like, for my artist queens out there, yeah, we can be self-sustained and it's awesome, but there's just a point where I feel tired. I've gone into the luxury mode where I now, instead of taking the train, because I live in Brooklyn, instead of paying $6 for the train, I pay a $7 tip for somebody to get my groceries for me. And then they deliver it. Because I'm just like, yeah, I just want some help. Like, you know, you're working this like grind by yourself, this like 9 to 5. But I'm kidding, I don't work a 9 to 5. But like, you know what I mean? Like you're working, you're taking care of yourself, you're being girl boss. My job is not a 9 to 5, but you know, I do go to work. I do have a little thing I do. Go to work and then I come home and I'm tired and I have only the energy to, let's use this brown. I only have the energy to warm up some soup from Whole Foods and eat some bread, and I'm knocked out. It's time to KO. I eat like, maybe, I have these really good, wait, is it out here? No, oh fuck, I got paint on my pillow. See, this is what we need, guys. We need this type of YouTube again. We need watching people getting paint on their pillows and in their messy room with their messy hair, no makeup on, and then just the chat. We just need this dialogue. But anyways, I have this creamy, sweet oatmeal cream sandwich that I've been really loving lately. And usually the routine has been I have tea, my soup, and my bread, and then I like eat one of these. And I don't do this every night. I'm trying to be better about it. But yeah, I go through, there's 3 in a box. I do go through a box in like a week. It's just my nighttime cute snack, you know? I can't live without it right now because it's getting gloomy. And as it's getting gloomy, yeah, as it's getting gloomy, it's just necessary. Another thing that I would like to add to the chat hours, because we're being super vulnerable here, as I'm painting. Next subject after Dracula 2025. Well, actually, wait. Let's finish Dracula 2025, and now we're gonna go to the next subject. In conclusion of Dracula 2025, it made me realize that I'm looking for devotion and divine ass love that's just gonna transcend lifetimes, and that like this is my just to build something so beautiful with another person. So maybe it sounds idealistic, but I'm super into it. And I kind of wish my movie thing wouldn't stop. Like, it keeps, like, just stopping recording. But, yeah. So it made me realize that I want that. But then also, I thought that the movie was super cool because it starts off with him being like, fuck God, fuck you, you took away my wife. And then God wants to almost bridge that. And God is like, we're gonna get you out of this, and you're gonna learn a lesson. And he sends her back. She does. Oop, there is this fly in here. She's gonna reincarnate, and she reincarnates. He gets his wife back, because in the beginning he says, until I get my wife back, my life no longer belongs to you. And then he returns to be with God, and he saves his wife from the hell that he experienced of being immortal and unable to die. It was an opportunity for him to face something that he'd been kind of so damaged by, and to heal a little bit. And that was the idea that God did not spare his wife. So I think some people are getting tight about like why I'm like fucking waiting for her and then he leaves her. No, it's like unconditional love is selfless. It's completely selfless, and it's so cool to see like a depiction of that. And he loved her so much that he was like, I am doing this because I love you and I want you to live a normal, full life, because you didn't even get to in your last life. Hell, you fucking died while you were pregnant. You don't need that. We're not doing this again. Which is so beautiful. And then he goes up to be in the universe, chilling and healing, and does leave her in pain. But you know what? Better than her being alive for eternity, feeling like absolute trash at one point. It was an opportunity. And she, yeah, like at first I hated it, and I was like, oh fuck, but upon looking at it, like, I feel like some of the most beautiful love stories are like that. It's like an unconditional act happens. It's like, wow, he really did that for her. He gave up his, you know, like, maybe, yeah, he would have loved to stay probably in the castle with her for forever and eternity, but it was an opportunity, you know? They'll be reunited again someday. It's like, it's that powerful, you know? I don't know if anything I said really made a whole lot of sense, but in all, I really admired the movie, and I would totally watch it another 8 times, and I have watched it 8 times already. And this is where we're getting with my girl with the short legs. But I'll show you guys some of my other paintings too. This is actually, I usually don't just freestyle like this. I usually have like concepts or something that I'm feeling really angsty about that I want to paint about. But this evening we just need chill paint hours where we're just not really caring about anything and adding colors to a canvas for therapy. Yeah, so then on to the next subject that I wanted to bring up. Completely different area, but like circa this summer, I took a stool test and I found out that I had Blastocystis Hominis, which is a parasite, a protozoa. Taking a completely different turn here. And yeah, the thing with Blastocystis Hominis, it's like debatable if you should treat it or not, because some people think different things about it. I don't know, but I'm going to try to finally treat it or do something about it naturally though, herbally. So for some reason, I'm going to include this in the thing, so if somebody searches this parasite, if anyone knows any like advice points on gut cleansing, please hit me up, because honey is like so new to this, and I'm not trying to be on a strong ass antibiotic that kills my whole gut microbiome, as I'm trying to just peacefully get this one type of invader out. So, yo, if anyone has some Blastocystis Hominis advice, please just hit me up, and we can be friends, Blasto friends. But on the subject of, now I just go jump back. This is ADHD paint time. Maybe that's what this will be called, ADHD paint girly. I've also been thinking about lately how this society is trying to make us more and more instant, but when we view nature and the way that nature operates, nature is not instant, like, at all. And, like, just observing how slow it is when the season changes, like, the process of it, and seeing all of the leaves slowly fall off the trees, the temperature, it's like, kind of bounces back and forth until it finally shifts into something different. It's a cool process to watch, but, like, it's crazy living in New York City and then observing that, and then, like, seeing how society is functioning so instantaneously and expecting instant behavior. And when I say instant behavior, I'm talking about things like what I do, my dumb ass, kisses to myself, but, like, ordering groceries, where I'm like, damn, I could literally just order anything and it's gonna be at my door in, like, fucking 20 fucking minutes. It's like, that's insane. It just appears out of thin air. Like, when the desire hits, it appears. I can literally message someone and they're going to instantly message me back. That's an unhealthy thought process. You should take some time to like, you know, maybe message people and not expect that instantaneousness, but I think there is that pressure with texting, like, oh fuck, I just read that, I gotta answer, which honestly should not be happening. I'm gonna put on some background music as we're chatting. Yes, let's put on Hey World by King Cruel, best video ever. But what were we talking about? Ah, yeah, the instantaneousness. So, on that note, with instantaneousness, another element to that would be, like, the texting, as I said, but then also, well, there was another one I thought about initially. I think actually mostly it's actually digital age, how the digital age is so instant. And because that's instant, then we expect things in real life to also be instant and work on that instant factor. For one example, something I find really funny is, like, every week at my job I see, like, a decent amount of people, and I teach them all how to use the same equipment. And we have this, like, light button where I work, and I always teach the clients, like, alright, this is how you turn off the lights in the space if they need to. And I'll go into detail about what I do for work in another video. But they always, like, there's always that one person, and this is why I started telling them how long it takes for the lights to turn off. That's like, your light is broken and the light switch in the room doesn't work. Because they expect it to instantly shut off when they press it. Because we're working on this, like, instant brainwave level. And I say, like, please wait 15 seconds for the light to fade. It will slowly turn off, and just give it 15 seconds. It's a gradual fade. And ever since I started doing that, I'm not having problems with it anymore. But it's like, that's just like a testament to, like, someone's like, oh wait, like when they click on the computer. And then if it doesn't instantly go to the next thing, like in that, like, light speed of a second, it's like there's a question. It's like, wait, why is this not working? We expect instant results. And what does that do to our brain and our psyche, guys? Like, that is not it's not going to be going over well in the future. And you know, for me personally, it makes me breathe sharper. My breath is more through my mouth in survival, especially when I'm doing tasks in New York City, because NYC is a beast sometimes. And yeah, it makes me a certain way, and it's making other people a certain way. When they're trying to turn off the fucking light at my job, they can't wait 15 seconds. It's like, why isn't this not working? It's questioning. So if I bring it back, and now we're going to close the circle slightly. If we're operating on this instant level mentally and digitally, and like, this is detaching us farther away from the natural world. Farther and farther away. And there's many other attributes that are also separating us more and more from nature itself, which is what we are. We are literally nature. And what symptoms will this produce? Anxiety, depression, mental health disorders. We could talk about this for hours. But it will produce the symptoms that mimic things that are very, like, not great in the body. Because we are literally working against the body constantly with instantaneousness. Instantaneousness. We're just operating and working against ourselves. And I believe humans are really powerful and we are capable of great things, but not this. Like, I think that this is just sad to watch, and it's just happening. And it's meant to happen. It's a part of our learning and our karma. I understand this. But yeah, it kind of sucks to watch. And it sucks to watch me go through it as well, because I'm just observing. And I do have the power to change my actions, of course, so I'm trying to be more conscious about it. But yeah, also just the things like me ordering groceries and creating another layer of separation from the food that I am, like, buying. I do go to the farmer's market once a week to get some of my stuff to try. So, like, the soup that I eat, it comes from a factory, which I feel like when humans have to gradually rely on all of the systems that society has put into place for us, so, like, people maybe not learning how to cook or learning much about nutrition because they get all their food from fast food places and stores that pre-prep everything and factories. You're taking away, like, the knowledge that has been passed down for generations and allowing the greater entities, like corporations and the government. Rose is getting out here right now. By the way, this is the progress of Honey. She's looking just like a blob woman on the ground, but she's gonna be a lady with some lots of love in her chest, you know? The red heavy. But yeah, you're creating an environment for the population to be more dependent on the systems around it, which will make the individual, unfortunately, like, not dumb. Actually, you're gonna make the individual eventually dumb to the point that those things can control the masses and the society pretty easy, because God forbid if something ever happens and all of these places that they depended on shut down, the human can no longer fend for itself because it was too busy funding and fending, I always do this, bro. Like, it was busy kind of, like, depending on other things that was never able to fend for itself. Yeah. I'm really bad at multitasking, if you can't tell, because, like, painting while chatting is hilarious. But, and I'll totally put, like, final image clip of my paintings in my vids, because why not? But yeah, I've been thinking about this subject in great detail for like years now, actually. Years. And it's important that we maintain our power. And also then we can even get into AI and how AI is just pushing us more in that direction where humans are going to start getting more and more dumb because we're going to depend more on other things. So it's like we have given away our ability to know what to eat and to intuitively feed ourselves things that are good for us. We gave that away to companies and corporations. And now we're about to give away our intellects and give away that so then a machine can tell us what to know and what we do. So yeah, these next years are gonna be fucking wild. Yeah, I'm here for it. But Honey is just dreaming about one day moving to the Alps and having her little farm with her chickens and having a little lake and having my little community where we all like mob up and we paint together, dance together, and eat really good whole foods, do yoga, and raise our families together like a little village. And then I have my Dracula, love of my life, there. I have my Vlad II, Prince of Wallachia. Except that person historically was actually really bad. So I'm talking about the movie, disclaimer, I'm not talking about the actual person because he was a fucking menace and really rough. So I'm talking about mythical, beautiful, Luc Besson's Dracula. He was awesome. We're not shit. But yeah, just the devotion. We come back to the devotion. So Honey be trying to save and escape capitalism and the crazy system of the United States of America. Yeehaw. And that's the conclusion for today's first paint video and talk. I'm gonna post this on the internet soon, and so you can see I'm creating a disturbed, lovely, beautiful woman, and she is just gonna be kneeling, and there's gonna be colors pouring out of her chest. It is not blood, it is energy. So we're gonna figure out how to do that. And just so I can also give you guys a tour briefly on some of my other work that no one has seen yet. Currently, this is like my serious work. So I'm currently working on a painting here. This will be me. And it is about consumerism in the United States and consumer culture and how we eat all these things with lovely packaging, and we consume all these things with things that are ultimately detrimental to the earth, but also hurting ourselves, and we are completely oblivious to it. And that's me being oblivious because I have also been taking place in this lovely ass culture my whole fucking life, and God knows what's gonna happen to me. Well, that's my raw and gritty YouTube. Until next time. People just need to start holding a camera again. Stop trying to make it look curated. Goodbye. Peace and love. See ya.